Ronald Read spent his life pumping petrol at a garage and sweeping the floors of a department store in a small town in Vermont. He wore a coat held together with a safety pin and cut his own firewood well into his 90s. When he died in 2014, he left almost $8 million, most of it to the local hospital and library, and no one who knew him had seen any of that coming. He hadn't earned a big salary or inherited money. He'd bought shares in a wide range of ordinary companies over a working lifetime and mostly held on to them. His frugality isn't what we're recommending here. What is worth understanding is the quiet mechanism that turned a modest income into a fortune while he did almost nothing to it. People like to quote Einstein here, who supposedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. He almost certainly never said it, and it makes compounding sound like magic, but it's more ordinary than that, and slower. When money earns interest, that return joins the pile, and the next year the larger pile earns a return as well. So the growth starts to earn growth of its own on top of whatever you put into it. For a year or two that sounds unremarkable, but over 30 or 40 years it becomes the whole story. Take a simple illustration. £200 a month growing at 7% a year for 30 years. 7% is roughly the long-term average a broad stock market has returned before inflation, and it's an assumption, not a forecast. The real path is never as smooth as 7%, but it's what we get when the good years, flat years, and frightening years all average out. So run the illustration with everything reinvested and nothing taken out, and after 30 years you'd have around £244,000. You'd have paid in $72,000 of it yourself. The rest, more than $170,000, is growth you never contributed. Most of what you end up with is money you never put in. The same mechanism runs in the other direction, which is why it's worth respecting. A credit card left unpaid compounds too, only now against you. You pay interest on the balance, then interest on that interest, and the debt climbs on its own. The force doesn't care which side of it you're on. It rewards the person who leaves an investment to grow, and it punishes the one who lets a debt do the same. The hard part isn't the arithmetic, it's sitting still, because almost everything around you is pushing you to act. There's always a fund that's up, a stock that's tripled, or someone online promising a faster route. A whole industry depends on your attention, and it holds it by pointing at whatever is rising fastest right now. They make you feel impatient. They give you the sense that your money should be doing better somewhere else. So people move it, and the moving tends to cost them. Morningstar measured this in its 2024 study. Over the previous decade, the average fund investor earned about a percentage point a year less than the funds they owned, partly because of when they chose to buy and sell. A point a year, compounded over decades, is a large sum given away without even noticing. This is where Ronald Read was genuinely unusual. He held his shares through the crash of 1987, the dot-com collapse of 2008, and as far as anyone can tell, he barely touched them. From the outside, that can look like inattention, but it was much closer to discipline. Psychologists even have a name for the urge he resisted. They call it the action bias. In one well-known study, goalkeepers facing a penalty dived to one side almost every time, though the numbers showed they'd have saved more just by staying in the middle. Doing something feels better than doing nothing, even when nothing is the better move. None of this means you should never look at your money again. A plan can genuinely need changing if it becomes too expensive, too concentrated in one place, or no longer suited to your life. Leaving it alone means resisting the other kind of change, the kind driven by boredom, excitement, or the sight of someone else apparently doing better. Ronald Read's patience was extreme, and so was the frugality that came with it. He never really spent the money or enjoyed it while he was alive, which is its own kind of imbalance. Knowing when to start spending is a harder question, and one for another day. His life isn't a template, and there's no single right way to invest for everybody, because there's about as many sensible plans as there are people. But the part worth taking from him is simple. An ordinary plan you can hold on to for 30 years will usually be a better one you abandon after 3.